We meet again.
We have friends today, though.
Today, yeah. It's been sort of a solitary forecasting with friends sometimes recently, but
I don't want people to think we're loners, because we're not.
right. It's just sometimes it works out that way. You know what I mean?
But there's two of us.
There's two of us here today, and are you going to be here tomorrow? Or
Yeah.
No? You sure you don't want a day off?
No,
It just occurred to me. So our Allison was in New York City.
Yes.
Last weekend. Did you see? I was watching.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I was just joking because the best part was that we got our hair and makeup done.
I know, seriously, I saw that, yeah.
Never looked so good in my whole life. Let me just say that. And then so it's sad now. It's okay. This is what I got for you guys. It's fun.
My daughters went to, they got these things, you'd probably know what they're called, but they're like some kind of eyelash thing, like extension.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
You know, they got them at Target. But so my one 17-year-old put them on like the night before last, and you just sleep on them. I think they stay on for like a week or something like that.
Wow.
But now she's walking around the house like glam. And I'm like, gosh, I mean, what? You just woke up.
I know. That's the thing with those eyelash extensions is that you literally don't have to do makeup and you still look really good.
Looks all good.
But I will say, like, they did the fake lashes on me and my eye's really sensitive, so my eyes have been like red and puffy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just the glue. It's not good when it's on for 8+ hours at a
Maybe
time.
Not. Maybe not.
But
you know what else is not good? Having to drive to work and pouring down rain. And that's what a lot of people had to do this morning.
I know, really on the west side of town. I mean, we're talking 290 if you were driving on that by like 8 o'clock. Not good. So we want to just give you a quick radar update, because the good news is that a lot of the heavy rain and a lot of that lightning is really starting to decrease. You can see over the last 2 hours, lightning strikes up to 400 and now down to 30.
All the way. At one point they were like 1,300
Really?
this morning. Yeah, it was.
And that's when it was up like Huntsville College Station.
Yeah, it was really vivid. Today was one of those days where as a weather forecaster, I had to completely abandon the computer models today. You know what I mean? Like the computer models completely, you just had to go with like, okay, this makes sense based on what's happening right now. Because sometimes it takes a few hours for the models to catch up and figure out what in the world is going on. But between now and then, I kind of just timed it out. It's like it was moving at about 25 miles an hour. And I tried to just let everybody know, where it's heading next. And eventually it'll dissipate. We'll probably start to warm up, and then we'll have to see, what, if anything else pops up later this afternoon.
And that's going to be the other problem, is that it's not just this afternoon, but really the next 7 to 10 days. So I think a lot of folks are probably wondering, okay, well, when can I have outdoor plans? And that's why it's just really important. Watch us in the mornings, because we'll have a really good idea.
Yeah, it'll be interesting each day to see what happens. There'll be a couple of breaks here and there, I think, in between, where we'll have some sun, maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday, but I don't know. It's not looking great. Yeah. It really is not looking great.
But don't worry, we'll have more details on that full forecast
in
just a bit.
Okay, so let's talk about this. This is kind of a cool story. So many people's homes, well, this isn't cool, were obviously damaged by Hurricane Beryl. It could take a long time, sometimes months, to repair all that serious damage, and so you have to find temporary housing trailers while that construction is underway.
And the cost usually covered by insurance, which is good news. So our very own consumer reporter, Heather Sullivan, another friend of ours, actually talked with a local company who's providing some of these temporary homes after Beryl and other disasters around the country.
We wanted to give you a look at what temporary housing often looks like for people who have had their homes really damaged by disasters like Hurricane Beryl. And so we are here right now with Joshua Kay. He's the owner of Temporary Housing Services. Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
And we want to show you another model of what one of these temporary trailers looks like. This is something people might have on their home property while their home's being fixed.
That's correct. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a loft. So it's good for multi-generational families. We see that a lot lately. You have grandparents, you have middle generation kids, and then you have little kids that are going to be upstairs.
Yeah, and maybe pets too, like this. And it's incredible. You've got a washer and a dryer there.
Yes. Yeah. Most of our units do come with washers and dryers.
And then what else have we got?
So we also have fireplaces for electric heat. We try to remove all the propane systems, so that way you're not relying so much on gas. We have household appliances, large refrigerators, regular stoves and ovens, multiple bathrooms. So this particular unit has 2 full baths, which is very rare.
And
in
this
trailers.
is fantastic because it looks like a little kids area upstairs.
Yeah, so the kids get to have a little bit of fun while the house is being rebuilt, right? They're camping.
Yeah, because often they'll stay in something like this for maybe months or even a year if they
Yeah.
have a lot of repairs.
Absolutely.
And then it's usually insurance that would cover the expense of this, right?
That is correct. It's covered by the ALE portion of their insurance policy. So make sure you get with your adjuster and talk about the ALE portion of your insurance.
Okay. And then you get calls pretty much every time there's a hurricane or a big disaster.
Yes, tornadoes, hurricanes, house fires, California fires, everything. We are everywhere.
So you've got them all over the place.
All over the world.
And you're already getting calls after
Yes.
Hurricane Beryl.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct. Yes, ma'am.
Joshua Kay with Temporary Housing Services. And this is Frank, by the way. Thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
In Spring, Heather Sullivan, Fox 26 News.
Frank is the best
Frank.
dog. Oh my gosh, so calm.
He's like looking in the camera like, you still on me? Okay, good. Just had double
Not
check.
mine, my two, especially Pippin, man, would have just
He's
not
like, nope.
wouldn't have worked out. All right, so since Hurricane Beryl hit, you probably got a warning or two about generators and the dangerous carbon monoxide.
Oh, yes. And we were talking about it. You need to keep it away from the home. So this morning, our very own Sally Mack went to the Spring Fire Department to teach us how to stay safe before the next storm comes.
Hey guys, I'm up here in Spring at the Spring Fire Department. We are with Ladder 74, and we thought it would be really helpful to talk to the fire department here, the folks who were on the ground during and after Beryl, responding to hundreds of calls to find out exactly what the nature of those calls were so that we could prevent some of the catastrophes that people were experiencing from, happening again. So let's move on over here, and I want to introduce you to Chief Churchill. This was his first hurricane because you came here from Colorado. What was your experience like here with the Spring Fire Department?
Yeah, so very, very busy. During the 24 hours during Beryl, we ran 278 calls. And so for some context, we were running about 20 calls an hour, and that's with about 10 to 12 fire trucks running constantly. So they're going from one to the next. They're not sleeping. The firefighters worked very, very hard during that time. Those calls, we were running a lot of downed trees, a lot of downed power lines, transformer fires, structural collapses from trees on houses. We were rescuing people out of houses, rescuing people from their vehicles. We ran a few very bad motor vehicle crashes. So very, very busy time.
Yeah. On the table today, though, we have the generator display because we want to really drive home the message about generator safety. We hear a lot of times you should run your generator outside, you should keep it away from the house, but people are still not getting the message about exactly where to put the generator.
Yes, ma'am. So we were very busy during the storm, and we were just as busy in the week after the storm as we were dealing with all of the carbon monoxide poisonings in the generators. So what we were seeing was people were running their generators in their homes, sometimes in their garages, a lot of times, and very often not far enough away from their houses. They were outside and they thought that it was far enough away, but especially in the early morning hours when the wind goes away, that carbon monoxide, that you can't see it, you can't smell it, and it's deadly. It comes into your home. It can get in through the weep holes, it can come up through the eaves, it can seep in through your windows, and it can kill you.
It's so dangerous and so scary to think about that, that could be happening and you're not really aware of it. You think you're doing everything right. So people were calling 911 when their alarms went off, or if they didn't have alarms, they were just noticing people getting sick inside their home?
Yeah, we saw both of those things. We saw people who were like, man, my alarms are going off and I don't know why, so they would call 911. And then other times we would see folks who were starting to feel headaches, dizzy, nauseated, all of the signs and symptoms that we see from carbon monoxide, and they would call because they were sick. And a lot of those folks didn't have alarms in their homes.
And so were they at deadly levels in some cases, or could be fatal levels?
Yeah, we had hundreds of calls, everything from people at very low levels, and we had some people who were at very severe critical levels.
Okay, so when it comes to placing the generator in the right place the next time, what do you want people to know?
Yeah, so you want to be 20 feet away from your home. If that's possible, you want the exhaust facing away from the home, not towards a neighbor's home or something like that if you can, and you want to make sure that there isn't anything flammable near the exhaust that can catch on fire, dry brush, grass, a fence, or anything like that. And you want to make sure that you're not running it in the rain unless it's designed to run in the rain, because that electrical hazard for both electrocution, and it can catch on fire if it's run while it's wet.
When we talk about generator fires, what were you seeing there? I mean, I always worry about like refueling it. You're supposed to turn it off when you refuel it, right, according to the manufacturer. But why were they catching fire?
Yeah, it's very hard to tell why they're catching on fire because they're usually completely burned up when we get there. One of the most common reasons that generators catch on fire is because they're poorly maintained, whether that's the air filter that's not maintained or the oil that's not getting changed, or they're too old and they're not current anymore. That's one of the other reasons we really do want that generator 20 feet from your home so that it doesn't move the fire to your home if it does catch on fire.
Okay. What would you recommend for people who have whole home generators who had carbon monoxide alarms going off as well? I mean, that is unsettling. You spend, $10,000, $15,000 on these whole home generators, and then there's alarms going off.
Absolutely. So one of the most important things is to have a carbon monoxide detector in your home if you have any plans of using a generator, so that you know if there's carbon monoxide in there. If you're having problems with carbon monoxide in your home and that whole home generator turns out that the exhaust is pointed towards a window, or it's too close to your house, it's coming in your eaves or into your weep holes, what you may need to do is contact your contractor and ask to maybe re-angle it, move it a little further. That's going to be the safest option for you, is to reposition your generator.
Okay, great. Chief Churchill, thank you so much. I'm going to walk over here now, guys, and talk to Alex. He is the Director of Community Risk Reduction with Spring Fire. You were on the ground educating people out there post-barrel. What are some of the circumstances you ran into?
So especially with the generator safety piece, we were running around neighborhoods just trying to talk to people that had generators running in unsafe locations. Knocking on doors, making sure, hey, are you okay? Can we help you get this out from under, in the garage or from out under the eaves? And then helping people with their carbon monoxide detectors. Hey, do you have one in your house? If not, hey, let's go get one for you.
Gotcha. And when it comes to the next storm and trees, that was a huge issue. I can't tell you how many trees were down in my neighborhood, and it's just like that all over town. I mean, this storm is really going to be remembered by the tree damage and the power outages.
Yes. Yeah, so for next storm, before the storm hits, try to get a certified registered arborist out to take a look at your trees. If you have any questions at all, get someone out there to take a look at them. Make sure your trees are healthy, you're watering them enough. And if you see, a dead tree limb or a branch or something, get it taken care of, because it can be a really, really big hassle when the next storm happens and hits your house, causes damage.
Absolutely. All right, Alex and Chief Churchill from Spring Fire, thank you so much for the helpful information. We hope this can really benefit people out there for the next storm. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Excellent. Thanks, Sally.
Sally.
Yeah, that was great. I like when they talk to the firefighter, especially like the guy's mustache. That was really cool. Wish I could pull that off. All right, a local nonprofit is working with another one from out of state to help find pets new homes after Hurricane Beryl.
So Houston Pet Set and the Babinski Foundation from Minnesota, yes, Minnesota. Transferring 50 dogs to the North Star State. The organization also delivered supplies to help Houston area pet shelters damaged in the storm to ensure that they can continue to care for the numerous pets that were affected. Oh, we love to see everyone helping to sweet pets. Look at all that dog food.
I never ever realized this, but our neighbor Carrie is a foster. She
Really?
fosters dogs. Yeah, like a lot of, she'll foster them for maybe like a couple months or something, and then they get adopted out. But a lot of these dogs end up, they send them to these northern states because they don't have stray dogs like we do. I guess just because of our warm climate in the south, we have a ton of stray dogs in Houston. Like if you go up to like Minneapolis or Seattle or these spots.
And Michigan.
Yeah, they don't have them.
And there's a lot of no-kill shelters up there. So, because my aunt does that, she'll pick up from like hoarding situations where like one house has 50, 70 dogs, and then they go up to these no-kill shelters, and so you just know that they will find a home.
Yes.
Bless their heart. I just love them. Well, you guys, if you lost a lot of food in the hurricane, I know so many folks did, more local grocery stores are pitching in to help families restock the food that they lost. Randall's being one of them, giving families $20 off when they spend $100 through next Tuesday. All you do is download the Randall's app and clip the digital coupon. Now, Kroger has a similar deal with its app. It's offering $10 off $100. Again, ends Tuesday. H-E-B giving customers 10% off frozen items through Saturday.
Thank you, grocery stores.
I know.
Very, very good, you know, helpful. Look, a lot of people lost a lot of money. By the way, on my Facebook page, I did post a link to FEMA, where you can apply for disaster assistance.
Ooh, okay, I'm going to share that.
You really, everybody should. It's your tax dollars. You might as well get them.
Yeah.
Now, Costco also is getting into the survival business by offering this Apocalypse Dinner Kit.
Ooh.
It contains 110 servings of food, 40 servings of drinks with a shelf life of 25 years. I bet that 24th year, it's got to be nice and aged by then. So the dishes range from pasta Alfredo to potato pot pie. And the only ingredient you need is water to activate each meal. Priced at under 80 bucks. Oh, I got to get that.
I mean, that's definitely not bad.
Not at all. $80 for 25-year supply. You won't have to worry about it until 2050 almost.
Yum. It's making me hungry.
Seriously, I know.
Do they have flavored coffee in there too?
There should be. There definitely needs to be some coffee in there.
Some chocolate.
There needs to be
Chocolate
some
lasts that
coffee.
long? I don't know.
You need that. You definitely
Well,
need that.
if you guys try it, please let us know. We need to know.
I think they need to send that to JD for one of his beer
Yeah.
tests. And we could all taste it and see
We can do a fam trip to
if it
Costco.
would keep us alive through the apocalypse.
Well, coming up after the break, we have some video out of Iowa and out of Canada as severe storms rolled through and then really heavy rain. And a celebrity's house was flooded. Who is it? Stick with us.
Fox 26 is
All right, welcome back. So in the wake of Hurricane Beryl hitting here, there were lots of other parts of the country that have also had some related and some unrelated really terrible weather.
Yeah, storms, heavy rain. I mean, across the board, tornadoes. We even saw roll through earlier this week. So.
Yep. I came across this video that was posted on Fox 9, our sister station in the Twin Cities. So check out this video. So folks, we're driving down the road. This is in Windsor Heights, Iowa. Now, you're driving along. We've all done this. It's raining. No problem, right? But as they come up to this stoplight, they start to see debris flying into the traffic, and they have to make a decision here on what to do. You can see the wind starting to whip those trees around a little bit. Now here comes some debris, and they had to they said, okay, what do we do? Well, they pull a quick U-ey right here. They do a U-turn.
Because look at this trash can
there comes
come
a big
out of nowhere.
trash can, right? So they floor it, or at least they're trying to. But what I want you to notice is that trash can is still moving away from the car. Like they're driving fast, and everything is still moving away from them. So that is an extremely high wind. So this happened on this past Tuesday. The National Weather Service, at least as of this report, had not confirmed that it was a tornado. They did have some very high straight line winds in Iowa. This was in the Des Moines metropolitan area. Snapped trees, snapped utility poles, lots and lots of people without power. There was a derecho storm system that moved through there as well, that covered about 500 miles. Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. But yeah, that's pretty scary stuff. I mean, you come upon that, and I think they did what I probably would have done, which is pull a U-turn and try to drive away from it. But it just followed them.
And you can even see the down trees already, the power lines that are like barely
Look at
holding
it.
on.
I mean, that is scary stuff. So they've seen pretty wild weather across a lot of other parts of the country too.
And I mean, with that derecho, like moving through Chicago, I don't know if you saw some of the video of people sitting on the tarmac and the lightning.
You're stuck.
Oh my gosh. Because you don't want to be stuck, in a car. You don't want to be stuck in a plane where you really have no power over it. Just scary. And yeah, the remnants of, this was not from Remnants of Beryl, but Beryl just ripped across the country. So everybody was, kind of feeling a little bit of it. So that was severe weather. Now take a look at this video out of Canada. So not even in the US. Massive storm hit Toronto, causing power outages, widespread flooding. And remember we said a good old celebrity? Yeah, rapper Drake was one of the many affected. So the video earlier was posted to his social media from inside his mansion.
I wonder if he has flood insurance in his mansion. I bet he doesn't.
No, probably not.
Because why would you?
And it was funny because when he posted on, okay, not funny, but he said, I hope that this is espresso martini and not water coming in. That's one of his, I think, song lyrics.
Oh,
so
is that
he was
right?
trying to, make light of the situation. But take a look at that.
That looks like Houston.
It did.
That is Houston.
That like 288 ramp we were watching when the hurricane hit.
Yep, that does not look like, you wouldn't consider that, something that looks like it's Toronto, Ontario.
Yeah.
That is really,
it's crazy.
That's scary. Yeah.
And obviously everybody has video cameras, so I feel like we capture so much more of this and post, but still, just to see that, I feel like it's only just the beginning of hurricane season and things are going to just keep ramping up. So please make sure that you have your plan in place, guys. We want to make sure everybody's prepared.
I was actually just thinking about that. I had like a moment, I think yesterday, and I told my wife, I said, oh my gosh, it's the middle of July. Like, just the fact that we've gotten hit by a hurricane and that we've already had flooding and stuff doesn't mean that, we got that out of the way. No, we still have a long way to go, and anything can happen. And then we even have all these, you're going to talk about it in a minute. We have all these bumpy days ahead, in our forecast where we could get in on more heavy rain. It's just, it doesn't want to let up.
No. So get ready for that, guys. I'll have more details on just how much longer this rain will be sticking around. And let me tell you, we're only in the beginning. So stick with us after the break.
Fox 26 is
Welcome back, everyone. I do want to let you know that our rain this morning is starting to decrease in intensity, which is great news. Not as much lightning, but we are looking at a flash flood risk, or really just a heavy rain potential today, 1 out of 4 across the entire viewing area. Reason being, this area of low pressure and trailing front is pretty much going to stall overhead. So what that means is that we have the chance to see several rounds of showers this morning, which we did, some evening thunderstorms, and then a rinse and repeat as we head throughout the next several days. So right now you can see it's pretty gloomy out right on top of our Fox 26 studios, 78 degrees. So honestly, temp-wise, oh, not too bad. Feels like temperature is very close, so it's definitely not as hot and humid as we were seeing just a bit ago. But not much rain that we're monitoring, but it's still keeping temperatures pretty cool. Cypress to Katy, Tomball. We were monitoring a few, thunderstorms down along Galveston Island, but it looks like that's going to be clearing here within the next few hours, and then partly cloudy skies will be expected. But looking ahead, 6 to 10 days out, that doesn't even include what we're going to see this weekend, but next week, wetter than normal. So what is that going to do for temperatures? Good news, they're going to drop a little bit. Houston's average is the mid-90s. We're not even at that now, and we're going to be looking at those afternoon highs in the upper 80s over the next several days, but really on and off rain chances possible each and every day, but it really looks like this unsettled weather pattern moves in to start next week. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Join us again tomorrow for Forecasting with Friends and later today for the news at noon.